Hello everyone, I saw this posting from Archangel Ultra on Spectrum. In 4.1.1, PTCs can be identified on precision targeting and they can be killed, but they still cannot, even if each PTC only has 800 HPs and about 3 to 4 deadbolt shots through shields is enough to take one down. There is just no realistic way. We are talking a target size of 2 to 3 pixels at any reasonable engagement distance. You can't actually see some highlight in precision targeting until you are less than 700 meters away, and even then only the barrel of the PTC shows up, because that's the only part of it that takes damage. Even shooting off one of the Polaris Sheiks that have a PTC mounted doesn't help, because PTCs just float in empty space. Yeah, like landing gears. Landing gears still work even when they are attached to a wing and the wing gets blown off. Landing gears just appear out of nowhere. Of course, Maelstrom will fix this. And here what that Boeing C788 gun has lost its area of effect damage. We don't have a lot of ballistic guns left with area of effect. Frank Unit 27 wrote, small correction, the gun has 800 HPs, the turret has 1500 HPs. In this video, I want to test if I can destroy point defense cannons under ideal conditions, absolutely artificial conditions like both ships stationary, no maneuvering, and very, very short distance. I want to give destroying PTCs the best chance possible. If this doesn't work, there is no hope in a real fight. In addition, 819 Polaris have 6 PTCs, Idris has 11. So you have to destroy a lot of PTCs to even think about using torpedoes, unless you want to fire torpedoes at point blank range. Okay, my button to cycle through sub-targets doesn't work. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. If I'm doing something wrong, please leave a comment. But here you can see one of the point defense cannons just in front of us. I'm in the Warden and have one size 4 deadbolt ballistic cannon equipped. This gun is rather centerline, it's below center, but it's not on the wing, so we have very little convergence issues. Since 3.18, 70% of ballistic damage goes to shields when shields are full, and everything when shields are low or down. We can zoom in, you can see the barrel is now highlighted. There are hit points for the barrel and for the main gun. Let's see if we can hit. I have to aim a little bit higher because my gun is under the nose. This should be a hit. I mean, seriously, this is a very short distance. Both ships are stationary. I have a size 4 ballistic cannon and I still don't do much damage to this point defense cannon. Okay. In a real fight, you wouldn't even hit this thing when both ships are moving. Just to show you that I'm actually penetrating the shields, I will now aim at the hangar doors. Those should open. Yeah, look, hangar doors are shot open. So I do damage to the shields. But I do little to no damage to this point defense cannon. And this under ideal conditions that you will never have in a real battle. I'm now aiming lower intentionally. Maybe I'm aiming at the other gun. Okay, this looks like this should hit. No barrel. To make this perfectly clear, I love the idea to destroy point defense cannons first and then go in for the kill with torpedoes. We had this in previous Chris Roberts games, even in Wing Commander 4, I think. But this doesn't work. Of course, point defense cannons shouldn't be one-shot kills at like 5 kilometers. But if I cannot even destroy this thing under ideal conditions at very close distance with both ships stationary, then this is pretty much hopeless in a real fight. Of course, I'm sure CRG knows this, and CRG will balance this. New test, I'm doing something really ridiculous. I'm almost touching the point defense cannon. Yeah, those are good hits. Still cannot destroy it. Okay, that's silly. I shouldn't have to mention this, but you will never be able to do this in a real fight. Yeah, I see sparks. Those are clear hits. Nothing. And now we kinda hit the hedge. I guess some of those shots are passing through, hitting the hedge, and hedge is shot open. So we are penetrating the shields. I mean, we know this. Yeah, I see sparks, but some of those shots are penetrating. And the ship takes damage. There's now a hole. Yeah, this is pointless. Maybe I can hit a barrel. I see sparks. I'm hitting the barrel. Still nothing. Those point defense cannons don't have a lot of hit points. So something is off here. Those point defense cannons don't have a lot of hit points. Something is off here. Still look pristine. Flickr suggested I should use a Nova tank because Nova tank has AoE damage. Oh, that's such a small target. Let's try again. Okay, I'm hitting too low. Okay, let's try this. This doesn't make sense. It still looks pristine. No, something is wrong. I would say those things are still indestructible. Still nothing, it looks pristine. So something is wrong here. I don't think you can destroy those. I want to see a video where someone destroyed those. Maybe things are different in Arena Commander, but I doubt it. This should be clearly hits, especially with 2.5 to 5 beta AoE damage. This should be a one-hit kill. Yeah, nothing. Okay, I give up. I used the size 4 deadbolt ballistic cannon with no area of effect, 683 damage per shot. After shields, 478 damage, and taking into account 890s, 52% armor physical damage resistance leads to 229 damage per shot. No effect on PTCs. I was clearly able to penetrate the shields, 890 took cosmetic damage, and I was able to shoot the hatch open. Nova Tank's Slayer Gun ballistic cannon, 2.5 to 5 meters area of effect, damage per shot 32,000, damage after shields 22,400, damage after 890's physical damage resistance 10,752, no damage to PTCs, none at all. I was clearly penetrating the shields, 890 took lots of cosmetic damage. PTC barrel has 800 hit points, turret has 1500 hit points. 4 hits with deadbolt should have destroyed the barrel, ate the gun itself. Nova Tank's Slayer Gun would be in one-shot kill. Either PTCs are still indestructible or the damage box of the gun is not at the same location. Flickr suggested this. Stasis is still in alpha, CRG will address those issues. Point defense cannons should of course not be a one-shot kill at like 5,000 meters, but if you cannot even destroy them at point-blank range, even with big damage and big area of effect damage radius, there is little hope to do this in a real fight. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye, auf Wiedersehen. Okay, so I'm moving around because physics is hard for CRG. And now door will close automatically. Yeah, 10 out of 10. And one container glitched through and now it's on top. Yeah, this isn't exactly a very good way to load your ship, Chris. And even when I use a very bad radial menu, there's only close. There's no separate elevator up. And now my mule gets kicked into the caterpillar. Yeah. Some people say I'm too negative, but come on people. This is a $1 billion project in year 13 with mechanics that are worse than in very, very small indie games I have seen. There's no excuse for this. I don't judge this game like I would judge a small indie dev studio in year 1 or 2. Hey, you're still here. You might want to join me on Twitter or on Blue Sky.